Hello everyone, my name is Laura Stranks and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. I'll just move that aside for a minute. We'll just do a little bit of homework to start with. I have a Facebook page called Cards by Laura. In there I post all of the cards that I do at my workshops and classes and any of the video ones that I've done as well. If you want to follow along in that page, you're welcome to do so. I've got a Facebook group called Laura's Craft Room Tips and Tutorials. In there will be the PDFs for all of my YouTube videos. I noticed this week I've just clocked over 5,000 subscribers in my on my YouTube channel, which is so exciting. When I first started this, I'd never thought I'd get to over 5,000 subscribers. This group is quite a large group. If you wish to join, there are two questions that you need to answer. One is why you wish to join the group, and the other is that you agree to the rules. If you don't see those two questions when you go on to apply to join, try going on to a different device. If you're on your phone, try an iPad or a PC, but you must answer the two questions to join the group. It's a very large group. It's over 20,000 members in that group, and I love what I do in there. I do live videos on a Saturday, which is going to change a little bit because we found out the other day that we can't keep live videos in groups for more than 30 days. So I'm looking into that and doing a bit of a change there. And my YouTube channel, if you're watching today, it's called Creative Gems. If it's your first time watching, I'd love you to subscribe. Get my numbers up a little bit further even. I've been going for at least nearly 4 years, I think, over 3 years, I know that much. And I'm a demonstrator for Stampin' Up!, which a couple of weeks ago I clocked up 9 years with Stampin' Up!, which I'm very proud of as well. I love what I do. I'll just put that aside. I have got a new background here. I'm hoping it works okay. I wanted something more on a wood grain, so my hubby we got a board that goes down for my videos, and it gives me a lot more workspace, and I'm hoping to keep it inside this space so you know, so you can see what I'm doing. This card, oh, it's not a card, it's a box. It's called a desk drawer with an easel stand. As you can see, I've got a little drawer here that opens out. I have reinforced the drawer, which I'll explain as I go what that means, and it stands up with a little easel. You could put a desk calendar up here. I got this idea from a lady in my group. She sent me she put a photo in the group of another lady that did it in French, and I could not understand one word she was saying, but I worked out my own. I did do one years ago that was little. It was just a small one, and it fitted a cake of soap in the drawer, but it wasn't reinforced. Totally different size altogether. So I just worked it out myself from that, because I can't speak French, so there was no way I was going to do hers, but I think it's along similar lines. So I hope you enjoy it today, and this will be especially for the lady in my group that wanted me to have a go at doing one. So I have prepped all my pieces. We'll just put that aside. You can either take a screenshot of this, or the measurements will be in the description box of this video. I know I had a comment the other day on one of my videos, why don't I put the scoring in the description box as well, but it'll take up a lot of space, and I find it easier if you've got the measurements for all the pieces. You can watch the video, and I give the exact measurements for scoring in the video. And also, if you join my other group, most of you probably are in my group as well, the full PDF with all the measurements. I haven't put the photos on this one yet, but you'll get all the measurements. This is my PDF, and then directions, even with photos of some of the pieces that you need to cut. Make it a little bit easier for you to understand. But all the scoring and everything is in the PDF. You can either print it off or just download it for yourself from the group. So that's that piece. Now we'll go through the pieces with you on this. It looks like a lot of pieces, but it's not really, and they're pretty straightforward. I've already scored these, but I will give you the score measurements when we get started. I'll just move that up a bit. This is my drawer, which I mentioned before is reinforced, which means there's double sides. I'll show you here. In here, this outside is double thickness, so one side comes up and then it folds down inside there, and I'll show you how to do that when we get to it. It's not hard to do. This piece I've used lemon lolly. I'll go through the paper and all with you as well. It's 8 1/8 by 8 1/8. That's to make it reinforced. And then the drawer surround, which you probably don't notice, there's a surround that goes around the drawer that holds the drawer in. It's 11 inches by 4 1/4, and all these base pieces are the same size. I'll give you the scoring on that in a minute. And then my easel is 8 1/2 by 4 1/4, and I've scored that one as well. My top card mat, which is the mat, there's two mats, one up here behind that purpley piece and the other one down here. They're both the same size, but I've listed them separate here. They're 4 by 4 for both of them, so you could put just two there, and that's a coordinating colour. It goes with the paper that I'm using today, so I've got two of those the same size. My DSP for the drawer, now I've cut it into two pieces for the lowest, the top one. Oh no, we're onto these ones first. I'll make sure when I do them that I've got the right pieces. There's two of for the drawer and two of for the surround. The surround ones are 1/8 of an inch longer, so I'll make sure I've got the right ones when we go to do it. For the drawer itself is 3 7/8 by 3/4. That's the shorter one. And as you'll see, if you pull the drawer out, I've got one at the back and one at the front. You don't need them on the sides because that's where we're going to put it on the surround, and you don't see that in there anyway. So we'll pop that back in there. The DSP for the surround is 4 inches by 3/4, so it's an extra 1/8 of an inch longer. They're both 3/4, and they go on these sides here. That's the one for inside, so you've got those two sides in there. The DSP on the top of the card. On this one I did all the same colour right throughout, but on my one today I'm going to use the reverse of the paper that I'm using. This is the bottom section, so I've used this side because I've stamped and die cut and coloured this flower, and that's going on there. I've got some embellishments to put on that as well, so that'll go on the mat. We've done those. That's 2 inches by, we'll go to this one first. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Oh no, the DSP on the top is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. That's the one I just showed you. Now the DSP on the easel, I've got a white section back here and a DSP at the front, and they're two separate pieces. I didn't cover the hole and then put the DSP on top. I've made the white panel narrower. You can do it the other way around. You can have the white as wider. I wanted the wider piece at the front with the DSP. So my white piece is 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. This here is for 3 3/4 in length if you put the two together. So I've made this one 2 inches and this one 1 3/4, which makes the 3 3/4 in the width. That's the white is the 1 3/4, and the DSP, which is this piece here, is 2 by 3 3/4. So those two measurements there add up to the width of it, the width of that going that way, if that makes sense. We've done all those pieces, and then I've got a greeting which I'm going to layer up. Scrap cardstock for greeting and decorations. I've got that to go on the front, and I'll pop it up. This one here I did pop up on double dimensional, so you put one layer, take the backing off and put another one on top, but I feel it's a little bit too high. So the one I do today, I'm just going to put one layer up. I don't think it needs the two up, but if you want it a little bit higher, go ahead and put two up. So that's those two, and my little piece of ribbon. This is a retired ribbon. It was out of a duo or triple pack of some different colours. I think there was 2 colours in the pack, and I've just had this tiny bit left, so I thought I'd use that because it went nicely with the box. It's 4 inches long, and you will need a hole punch to do the ribbon at the front here, and I'll show you how to do that. So you can either do a screenshot of that, or you'll get the measurements from my description box in this video. We'll put that aside and we'll get on to the scoring. The paper that I'm using, that yellow flowery one, it's out of the mini catalogue. It's on page 35. It's called Floral Delight 12 by 12, and that's all the colours in the paper. I've got pretty much all of that out of the suite. You've got the stamp set and dies. I did use a different stamp set. I'll show you those in a minute. But that's the paper that I used. And we shall get started. Now, scoring, we'll do the draw. This is the draw. And you're doing scoring at 1 inch and 2 inch. I'm going to go from this side. Normally I would go the other way, but I want to move it across. So I'm going 1 inch and 2 inch. Score on all 4 sides. So scoring there and then across to 2 inches. And down, I won't do it again because the marks are there. 4 sides, 1 inch and 2 inch, and around 1 inch and 2 inch on all 4 sides. And it gives you, I don't know if you can see the score lines on that, but they're there. That's the draw piece. The surround piece is, I'll give you the measurements for that. They will be in the PDF, but you can write them down as we go. I'll go a little bit slower. We'll start this way, which is the way I did them. We've got 1 inch score. This is on with the long side at the top. I'm probably off camera there. 1 inch and 5 1/4 inches, which is there. Just making sure I've got the right one. 6 1/4. Now you'll need to open, if you've got a Stampin' Up trimmer, 6 1/4 is over there, which is just before this little hinge, the little break in the hinge there. It's just before that. So that's 6 1/4 and 10 1/2, which is over there. 10 1/2 gives you a little 1/2 inch tab on this end, and I'll show you how that works when we get to it. That's that one. And then we've got the Easel, and it's scored at 4 1/4, which is there. 1 and 6 3/8. Now 3/8, another difficult one because it's right on the hinge. 3/8 is just on the other side of the hinge, so it's that join there where the white piece joins to the grey. So that's 3/8 there, and we'll score that one. They're difficult measurements, I know, but that's how it worked. But if I always have to lift it up because you can see the little lines on there, but they work out fine eventually. We don't do too many that are like that. So I'm going to fold and burnish these. This one, the Easel, will go backwards here. The Easel goes just all into mountain folds like so, and it will sit on the top like so. That way there. This one here, we can do all mountain folds again. That one. Just trying to see the score lines. Make sure they're nice and even up your sides. This is the surround piece that goes around. That's 1 inch there. And we can put all the DSP pieces on before we assemble. It makes it a lot easier. So that's the surround, and this little tab goes, we'll put some tear and tape on there, and that will go over like that, which creates that little boxy shape thing to go around the drawer. So that's that one. Now this one here, I'm going to fold and burnish first. I do like this new board. Just hope it works out well for everything. I like the background, that it's all nice and the one colour. I don't often use the grid lines on my paper anyway, so I'm happy with that. And if you get something with a shiny surface, it really reflects on your video when you're recording it. I do record all my videos only for convenience sake, and I upload them to YouTube, and then I'll get my scissors, which are here. Now, I can mark these so it's easier for you to follow. I'm going to remove the 3 outside squares on each corner. So that one there, and that one there. That's 3 corners, 3 squares on the corner. You can put little crosses on there. So you make sure you do the correct ones. This is how you do a reinforced box. So the way you do that, you're going to cut up that score line there. Cut up that score line just to that second score line. Not to the first score line, the second score line. Remove that piece altogether. I'll just get my little dish. I've got a little dish here that I'll keep my scraps in, so I don't have to pick them all up later. I'll cut that a little bit further. I try not to pull cardstock because you end up with a messy corner. And then just the half of that tab there. So you end up with this little tab here. Then you can notch. You can notch as you go if that's what you're used to doing. But for the sake of newbies that don't know how to notch, I do that. I show them after. It's just notching all those outside corners on the tab and on the outer section. Not that inner section there. That will be the side of your box. And then I just go straight across here and we do the same thing. We'll go up there and up there. If you do it in this sort of routine or system, you can't go wrong. Mark your little squares first if you think you're going to cut the wrong piece. I know years ago I was doing just a standard box, not a reinforced one, and the girl that was with me, I don't know where we were now, wasn't at home here, but she ended up cutting the whole corner piece out. So we had no tab there to put it together. So I did that side that way, and now I'm going across these two on this side. So up that one, take that off. I'll keep doing my notching exactly the way I'm showing you, so not to confuse you. The last one I'll show you how to do it the other way. So we've removed the 3 squares, and then we just notch our little tab there. Notching just helps you, when it folds inwards, it's not going to catch on the other part of the card. And that one there, and this outside one here, just to that score line. And then straight across here, and I'll show you what I mean about when you remove this one here, up there, you can notch as you go. So here I need to notch that edge there, so you could notch it as you go. This one here you can't do that because it's going a straight cut up the middle, but you can do a bit of notching as you go. And that one off there, notch that one, and that one, and this one. So that's how it should look, and there is a diagram on the PDF to show you how that is done. Now, with our ribbon, we need to make a little hole first. I'm going to make sure I've got the right pieces. These are for the drawer. It might be the longer one. Just double check. I could measure them, but that's the shorter one. So they will go front and back. At the front where your little hole will be for your ribbon, and also the back one. Not these sides, because the other will come in on the surround piece. So I can glue that down. And so I don't get glue all over my new board, I'm going to use my silicone mat. And you need to put this on before you hole punch, so it's all nice and even. Otherwise you're going to have to hole punch and then line the hole punch up after if you do it later. So put your pattern DSP or whatever you've chosen to decorate. You could do embossed here, just an embossed piece of cardstock. It doesn't have to be DSP. You could leave it plain. I would never leave it plain. Then we want this one on the opposite side to that. Doesn't matter which 2 sides you pick, or back, front and back, because it's a square. So just go from front to back. And that one will go on there, like so. Now this one here, doesn't matter which one I choose, this is the one I'm going to put my hole on. Now this total thing is 4 1/8, so I'm just going to move my ruler in a fraction there. I hope I'm on view in the camera. Just going to move it in a fraction so that it ends up 4 inches between there and there. And then I'm going to mark at 2 inches. So that's my halfway point. We'll move down a little bit like so and mark it at 2 inches. So that's where my hole is going to go, round about. And I have my hole punch here. This is a Stampin' Up! Don't have a hole punch anymore, but this is one of my old ones, and you can buy hole punches. This one goes right through to the center. So I'm just lining up where that pencil mark was and pretty much in the center, running this way across, and just put a little hole there. And I can rub out, just get my rubber, wherever I put it, over here. And I'll just rub out that pencil mark because you may see a bit of it when you put the ribbon in. It doesn't completely cover. If you've got wider ribbon or bigger ribbon, you will need a bigger, that's just a standard. I think it's probably 1/8. I think it's a 1/8, doesn't tell me on there. I'm pretty sure it's a 1/8 in hole, but you can do a bigger hole if you've got the right equipment. So this ribbon here, all I'm going to use, I've got one of my stylus here, this here. Now I want the loop at the front, so I'm going to start at the back and poke that through the hole, like so. You don't want your hole too big because your ribbon will move around too much, and just pull it through enough that you can grab hold of a loop on the other side, like so. Straighten it up a little bit. Just trying to get it round in the right direction, that's better. And then on this side, I'm just going to spread it out like that. Actually, I think I crossed them over. I shall just put a piece of, I'll just get my snail, my seal. I wouldn't suggest liquid glue in here. Liquid glue is never very user-friendly with ribbon. I've always told my girls, use tape if you're going to put ribbon. So I'm just putting a run of, that's just to hold it in there nice and secure. And I'll flip it around so it's sort of secured in a bit of a knot at the back. It's not actually a knot, it's just looping it from one side to the other. And that one over that side, like so. You won't see that, it'll be coloured up underneath. So that's that one. Now, we'll go back to the front, that's my little loop there. Now, we need tear and tape, and I always use tear and tape on my boxes. And I shall use my tip of my liquid glue, which I've done this many times. If you're not sure how to do it, I'll explain it as I go. I'm right-handed, so I've got my tape in my left hand, and this little top of my multi-purpose glue in my, that's my left hand, tape in my right hand. I'm not sure what I said then. And just put it on there, run that across and tear, because I'm not good. I've got plenty of nails there, but it doesn't tear straight when I do it with my nail, and I don't like tearing it freehand because it's not straight enough for me. I like it nice and neat, even though you don't see it. And this is a quick way of, rather than picking your scissors up and down all the time, this is a lot quicker to do it this way. So I'm just putting 2 strips on each of the little tabs that were on the outside that we cut earlier, like so. So that's that. Then flip it back over, and you need a piece of tear and tape along this very outside edge, the longest edge that's right to the very outside. Nothing on any of the others. This is the piece that's going to get tucked under. So just one on each of those. You can see how quick this tape goes on. It takes a little bit of practice to tear it. Plus running this along it, I don't always run it along because I go after run that along, it's sort of secured it down as well. So that's that, but I still go over it with my bone folder just to make sure it's nicely stuck. Nothing worse than trying to pick it up or the backing off and it's still stuck to the backing when you try and remove it. So that's that. Now we can assemble this. There's nothing else to go on that. So I shall get my pick tool, take the backing off all of these, and this is how it's reinforced. I'll show you that when we get to it. I'll just do one side at a time. See, even after burnishing, that still wants to come up. So we're pulling that tab down under and just running those two corners parallel there, nice and even. Same on this side. You can do all these 4 tabs first. So that's that one. Then take the 2 off the other side. I hope I'm not taking too long with this video. I couldn't do it much prep beforehand because otherwise you wouldn't get to see how to put it together if I prepped everything already. So that one's nice and level down there, and this one down here, like so. And then I usually pull these out like that. You'll see your ribbons down in under here now, and it's secured with those little tabs as well. Take the backing off these, and I can do all 4 at once. Pull that up. And because you've notched these corners, when you push these down inside, they're not going to catch on the edge. So just tuck one in, get your bone folder and run it along in there and stick the tape down. You can do one where you can make this just 3/4 of an inch wide, but that's a different measurement altogether and a different size. I tend to just do the same size as what my sides of my box are. So just push all those in. If you haven't notched it enough, you'll feel it catch on the edges there. So just take a little bit more notch off. That is the drawer finished with the little ribbon out there. The surround we can do next, which is this one here. And I would suggest that you use your drawer to do it. I'm going to put the DSP on first. One will go on this, the 1 inch strips, and one on that one there. So we can stick those on. You can do a different colour. I've chosen the same colour. The only one I reversed is the one at the top, because I thought it was a bit busy with the decoration that I put on it. So these just fit along here, and just remember these are the longer ones. They're 4 inches, whereas the other one was only 3 7/8. And then this one, this paper is so pretty. I'm not normally a yellow person, but I do like this paper. I've bought a few packs of it, so it looks really nice. So that's those 2 on already. Then we can put a strip of tear and tape on that strip, that 1/2 inch strip down one end. It's my hubby's phone ringing in the background. This one I'll just cut off. It's only one. Feel free to still use your scissors if that's how you tear your tape, or if you use your finger, that's fine. That's just another way of doing it. Now this piece is going to tuck in under here, but what you need to do, so you get a firm base, put your box in here, so it'll go that way because your front pokes out that side, and that's your back piece there. And this here, if we slot it around with, take the backing off that one, and make it nice and straight along the outside edges, and just pull it around, not too tightly because you want to be able to pull the drawer in and out, but you've got plenty of room. It's not super tight anyway. So that's your little surround, and the drawer comes out nicely. So you've got your DSP on all four sides once you've done that. Now this piece here will go on the top of that, but we're going to decorate this first. I find it easier to decorate when it's flat. So that one will go there, down underneath. This one and this one will go on top of that. My white piece is going at the back here. That's a little writing panel. You can write a little message in there. And if you leave the 1/8 inch border, I think my flowers go that way, it'll be a 1/8 inch border all the way around if you've cut it correctly. So I shall put those two on. This is the easy bit now. We've done all the difficult piece. I hope I'm in view. If I've mucked up anything after I'll have a look at the video back again, and sometimes I've done it not so good, so I delete it and do another one, but hopefully it's okay. So I've got the 1/8 inch border around the three sides on the bottom piece, and then this piece will go on the top. I should be on my mat, but I'll make sure I don't get glue on my, I don't know how I'm going to get it off if I get glue on it or any other sort of mark. So this one will butt straight up against that, nice and level, and you'll end up with the 1/8 inch border up that side as well if you've cut them perfect. And then that will go in under there like so. I had a class this morning, and not this morning, last week. We did some different cards for a change. It was really nice to see the ladies. So that's the inside one. This one here, this one will go on here. I think I've missed a piece. Yes, I have, which I shall cut now. I don't know if I've even got the directions that Easel 8 1/4 by 4. Oh, yes, I did miss a piece. 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 in the yellow. I'll just get a piece out. I missed that altogether on my, even when I told you the measurements at the beginning. So that's, it says it's the top card mat, which is this one here, top card mat, 4 1/4, same as the draw colour. I didn't even cut one, a bit slack. 4 1/4. All my yellow pieces have a little dent in one corner. I've had to cut the other way. 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. That's better. Put that aside. So now this one, it will go on here. We can layer all these up, and I'll just put the flower on last. I didn't even take any notice when I was doing the measurements at the beginning that I didn't have that piece. No big deal, all good. So that's that one. And then the DSP, it's the same pattern on the back. I thought it was a nice pattern to put on this side, and you'll see more of the flower that I've coloured. I coloured it, I'll show you I used my blends to colour. I'll show you those in a minute. I'll flip that one over. That's the 3 layers of that. Move that down a fraction. And this here, I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals, but we'll do that after. So this here, the blends I used, I've got the light and the dark lemon lolly and the light and the dark in the old olive. And I've just done the leaves in the old olive and the flowers in the lemon lolly. The centre of the flowers I've done with the dark. I colour the whole lot with a light blend first, like the green, and then the lemon lolly. And then I do the veins and the centres with the dark in the same colour. You could use another, I could have used Daffodil Delight in there, but if you use the light and the dark in the blends, That's fine. So now this will sit like so, and this is square, so it's going to fit perfectly on there. If you fold this out flat, and I'm going to put liquid glue just on that small panel on this end. So you want the larger panel up there, glue on the smaller panel, and you've got the smaller panel in the middle. This you can lay flat and put that evenly sides and bottom exactly on there. That way you don't get glue on wherever you don't want it. It's only going on that easel section at the top. Stick that down nicely. Now this is where I would suggest this again. Put your drawer in here upside down. It gives this a firmer base to, I'm going to stick that on there, and it's more solid if you've got the drawer upside down. You can put it back the other way when you've finished. So I'm putting liquid glue on the top of that, like so. I've done quite a few of these little drawer ones. They make a nice gift too. I've got some extra glue on here because I don't want it to come apart. And then this, make sure you've got your ribbon at the front and this sitting this way, so it's the right way. And then just pop that straight on the top of there to stick it down. And because the drawer's upside down, it's got something solid there to push on. If you have it the other way, you'd be pushing down inside your drawer. So that's down nicely. Then you can pull the drawer back out, tip it back the other way, and that's how it will sit, like so. Then I've got a greeting here. This greeting was out of, I've used these two deckled rectangle dies for my greeting. I've used Memorable Blooms, that's the stamp that I used for the flower and coloured, and I've got Thanks So Much on the little greeting. So that's the set. The little spots, I'm not sure if you can see the little yellow spots on there. It's out of this Elements of Text. I use this one here. I'll just to take the plainness off the greeting. And I did a backing thing here. So I'm just going to put the white greeting part down flat and then layer it up with dimensionals, and it creates a stopper to hold your easel up. So that one will go on there. And then you just judge, I don't want it back past the white, so it'll probably be just in front of the white. Put some dimensionals on this. Actually, this is where the edges come in handy of your dimensionals. I might use those because they're a nice long strip piece. These are out of a kit that I used not long ago. So we'll put it in a little bit from the edge. It doesn't have to be right on the edge. And one over this side. Whoops. They all want to come together. We'll put them back over there. All stuck to everything. And I've got the straight edge to the outside, just to, sometimes people like to have a look underneath and see what you've done. So, and I'll just put a couple of these in the centre to hold the middle up. The other one I did do 3 across, and then I took the backing off and I put another 3 on top of those, but it made it quite high. But I didn't want to pull it all apart, try and pull it off. It would have made a bit of a mess. So we'll leave it. Make sure your greeting's up the right way. And just hold that up there. Pop that there where you think you want to put it, even on both sides. Trying to see where I am. Hope my head's not in the road. Over a little bit. Just trying to get it even there, like so, and that will hold it up. One high is quite sufficient. And this here, I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of it as well, just to I did like the butterfly. I wasn't sure what to do on that sample one. So I thought, oh, my usual butterflies, why not? Love my dimensionals. You've got to make sure it's all lifted up nicely. We'll put a little bit on that one out there. That one, oh. And another one over there. I'll try my pick tool, see if I come off quicker. Sometimes my nails don't work. I have bought a little jar thing that a friend of mine had one, and you pick up your backings off your dimensionals and it goes in, you flick it into this little jar. It's quite cute. Next time I do a video, hopefully I'll have it and I'll show you how it works. So they're all off, and you can lay this flat again. I'm going to put it that way on the top. And I've got some butterflies. Where did I put them? Right here. Just these are retiring, I think. They're the brushed brass. There is some new ones out, little bees, I think they are. But I thought I would use the butterflies and use some up. These have been my favourite out of the last catalogue. I might use the bit bigger ones. Pick tool. I'll just scatter a few around. And some up the top. I'm not going to put them on the flowers. You could do the centres of the flowers with some gemstones or something. Oops, that poor thing's upside down just about. It's flying in the wrong direction. And down there. That will be enough for now. I usually do a lot more, but we don't want to overdo the butterflies. And that is it. I'll move that out of the road. I hope you like that, and I hope you give it a go. A little drawer down the bottom here, nice and secure with the ribbon. And that's my other little one. I hope I'm in view all the time. I'll watch it back shortly and see. Thanks for watching again today, and don't forget, if you wish to join my craft room, Laura's Craft Room Tips and Tutorials, that's where you'll find all the PDFs for these and lots more. And have a lovely week, and I'll catch you again next Monday at 9 AM. Bye for now.